Good morning, folks. Time for Sports and Coffee. Again, we are playing Big Country Time Sports version 2.5, the old coil-bound. I should be playing the new games on the newest version 4, but this is handy. It's just here. All right. So Marciano, in the first minute of the 13th round, in his heavyweight challenging fight of John L. Sullivan's belt, Marciano, the ref stepped in and stopped the fight due to punishment. Marciano loses that fight. Marciano immediately screaming for a rematch, or I should say requesting kindly a rematch. However, he has got my third-ranked heavyweight, Deontay Wilder, is number 3, and so we're not going to just let Marciano get the rematch. He's going to have to fend off Wilder for a rematch with John L. Sullivan. That is the right of the heavyweight to hold off and say, let's wait and see, who's coming. Marciano, though, will, by being number 2, will be the red corner. The blue corner will be Deontay Wilder. And may the best man win. This will be a 12-round bout, as it is not a championship fight. I usually use 15 rounds for my fantasy, because in history, 15 rounds used to be the gimme. So, all right, so Marciano versus Deontay. So Marciano is a slugger. Deontay's a boxer in this. Now, Deontay he does both equally well. He can box at B and slug at B, but he's going to choose to go boxing against Marciano. And so they rate out, ironically, in that decision. They both are A's on the bag chart, boxing action grade. So they're both A's. That means they can both roll on a 6, a flash KO, meaning they'll drop their opponent to the canvas with a shot of ending the fight in one roll, until fatigue sets in, and then those things can change. Deontay's at a real disadvantage here. His endurance at 7, he will be fatigued, so from 7 on, he will be lowering all his grades. But the real problem here for Deontay Wilder is a TKO at 7. Marciano just needs to amass damage, and Wilder, this fight will be ended in behalf of Marciano. So let's play and find out. We are at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. Marciano, the current number 2, who just lost, wants a rematch with Sullivan, but he's going to have to earn that right against Wilder. And here we go, folks. May the best boxer win. All right, right out of the gate, they're both going to score KDs, right? So again, this is a knockdown chance, not an actual knockdown. 6, though, does knock down Deontay Wilder. So Rocky Marciano goes first. We use that event die. And it is indeed, and we actually have to put down here KO chance. That is a TKO point against him. Now, does Wilder get up? Wilder's chin is C. 1, 2, or 3. This fight is over in the first minute of round 1. That's it. It's all over. Marciano win by KO. Marciano, madder than hell that he has to face Wilder, says, listen, I don't deserve this. I deserve a little more respect. And he wallops Wilder. Marciano, in a first minute KO of Wilder in round 1. Holy cow. Marciano, these are his first fights since I started this universe. I have not fought Marciano in over 18, 24 months in my actual universe fights, in any of the games that I use. Marciano, this would make Marciano 1-1 in these fights, in these ranked fights. Marciano, I have not fought him at all. So Marciano, technically, Wilder has, I think, what is Wilder's record? I don't know if I have it here. Wilder is 9-2. So Wilder is 9-3 now. He had 7 KOs, 9-3, no ties. So Wilder falls to 9-3 in my universe. Holy cow! Well, that was quick. I might as well play the heavyweight championship. I did not anticipate a first round KO win by Marciano. KD chance, 6 said knockdown, or an actual knockdown, and then his failed roll, he did not get up. And there it is, folks. So Wilder put in his place quickly. What is today? The 3rd? 2/3/26. Okay, Wilder falls. Okay, so, well, that I gave him a fair shot. Marciano said, is that the way it's going to be? Okay, then I'll just get him out of the way. They'll go back into training for a few months to get ready for the, this will be heavyweight title bout Sullivan versus Marciano 2. And this is the heavyweight title defense number 8 for our man John L. Sullivan, who has just been a fantastic. He now holds the record for the most title defenses as a heavyweight in my current universe, in my current history. And then, of course, Marciano, who I believe is the greatest boxer in history, greatest heavyweight in history, personally. But hey, that's all subject to opinion, right? Okay, Marciano. So again, let's take a look. Sullivan is a B, so we're going to go slugger for Sullivan as the champ, and of course Marciano is going to go slugger as an A. So let's go ahead and get those grades. It's slugger versus slugger. Slugger v slugger. We got B versus defense. B versus defense is B, so Sullivan will be a B. Marciano, A. He will be an A. So again, Marciano has the advantage as he can actually score a direct knockdown, which would take us straight. And remember, in the first fight, Sullivan scored 4 knockdown chances in the first 2 rounds. Marciano shook him off, but all of those added up to TKO points, which ultimately ended Marciano's run at the championship. All right, folks, here we are. Where do we want to have this fight? I've got down here the most important venues in boxing history. Let's do Detroit Olympia. Right? Detroit Olympia. Great place for this fight. All right, here we go. Sullivan is the champ, so he gets the red die. Again, if we roll a 5 or a 6, we're going to have a knockdown chance. Excuse me, on a 6, we'll have a knockdown chance for Sullivan. Obviously, on a 5 or 6, we will have a knockdown chance. On a 6, we'll have a flash knockdown, which means Sullivan will go down, and then he has to get up. So this fight, both of them, let's go ahead and endurance. Sullivan, our champion, fatigues at 10. Rocky Marciano fatigues at 8. They both have 12 TKO points to give. So they both can take a beating before this fight is stopped. And indeed, it was in the first round of the 13th, the first minute of the 13th round, in which Marciano, the ref stepped in and said, that's enough. Marciano, though, has proved his valor in absolutely, in the very first roll of the game, KOing Wilder. That was a very Mike Tyson-esque move there by Marciano, quashing Deontay Wilder in the first minute. I get this feeling a guy like Deontay Wilder, as our mini boxing fans, quick to poo-poo Marciano's talents, and they come out there aggressive, thinking, I'm going to waste this punk, and he gets dropped. He finds out what the guy's about. Right? What is it? FAFO? Is that it? Is that what they call it? FAFO? I don't know. Is that what the youngins are saying nowadays? Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Wow. Right out of the gate, we're going to get a KD chance for both. So again, they come out hating each other as they did in the first fight. Toe-to-toe. KD chance. No. Sullivan does not KD, but he does score a KD chance, which is a TKO point against. But so does Rocky, and Rocky has a chance here. He needs 6. I think he needs 6. Let's double check that. Yeah, he needs 6. Nope. So they both score a KD point against the other. So they're toe-to-toe, both of them rocking each other early. Uh-oh. Sullivan shut out in the second minute, and 4 is a cut. So another KD point. So they're punishing each other again. Holy cow. 2 is going to be 1 point, and again we're going to get another KD chance. That's another TKO point, and it's a 1. Marciano will actually lose that round 10-9 because he did not score any points. He just pummeled. So again, you can see this as both boxers pummeling each other, but we have got 3 TKO points against Sullivan early. My God. So they are standing toe-to-toe, pounding each other's. Second round underway. There it is. We got us a KD chance for. Not going to happen, but we are going to score another TKO point against. 5 is another KD chance. Holy cow. I don't think this is going to go well for Sullivan. He's already got 4 TKO points in the first 4 minutes. 4. Again, you can just see this as shots that are getting in clean. They're taking a beating, starting to see swelling on the brow and around the eyes already. 4. Fantastic. That's 2 points for Sullivan, which is what, if you want to win and outscore as a boxer, you want to score points. If you got a guy with a low TKO, you want to be racking up TKO points. Neither one of these guys are low. They're going to take a beating. They're going to stand in there and take a beating. 1. Marciano scores 1. So right now, Marciano is losing this fight. Sullivan's going to get another KD chance. So again, we got 2, right? And it's going to be a 4, no go. 1 is 1 point. Guess what, folks? They tie that round 10-10. Man, they are toe-to-toe, thunder punching that living hell out of each other. I can just see them standing in there, face-to-face, just dropping bombs. Oh, there it is, a KD chance. No, but we're going to keep adding up those TKO points. 5 is another KD chance. And now we need to roll. Is Sullivan down? Yes, Sullivan, that's a KO chance. Uh-oh, Sullivan in deep trouble. Whoops, that happened in the first minute. So it's an actual. So it goes from a KD to a KO listing. And now we have to see, does Sullivan get up? I have to roll a 1, and it's over. No, he gets up. Sullivan taking punishment. Second minute of this is just, they're just pounding each other. However, Marciano does knock down Sullivan twice in this fight. KO versus KDs. Gee, Sullivan is just getting rocked. 4. They're both too strong for their own good. 4 is going to be 2 points. That helps Sullivan. 1 is 1 point. Rocky's losing this despite the big punches. 3 is going to be another 1 point. So it looks like Rocky's going to win this. 1 point. Yep, Rocky's going to win the round 10-9. So Rocky's winning this fight. Oh, no, I take that back. It was an actual KO chance. So 8-10, and that 2 would not have counted in the second minute because you cannot roll if you've been knocked down. He would get up, defend himself. So Rocky would have won that round no matter what. Didn't we have an actual KO? We did. So he's actually won 2 rounds. Sorry. I got to remember my knockouts. So Marciano's winning this fight 29-26 with 2 knockdowns. Actual knockdowns. Round 4. And this is Sullivan versus Marciano 2. This is the 8th title defense for Sullivan. He's got 7, which was a record in my universe. 4, he's going to score. 4 is 2 points. Good for Sullivan. 5 is another KD chance. That's another TKO. And 6 means he goes down. So that's actual KO. It's going to be a 10. So he has dropped Sullivan to a knee in 3 straight first minutes of the rounds. Now let's see if he can waste him. A 1, and it's over. No, he gets up. Sullivan is a glutton for punishment. These two guys hate each other. Oh my God. 4, 2 more points. Sullivan's he can't win the round because he's been actually knocked down, so he can't physically win the round, even though, unless he gets his own KO. Nope, shut out. And technically, that would have been no points. And then again, we get 1. But Marciano with this 3rd KD. So every round after the first, Marciano has scored a knockdown. Bang, bang, bang. He is winning this 39-20. Is it 39 to 37? Jeemin' Christmas. Oh, by the way, that's another TKO, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be against him. 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6. All right, so we got our TKO set. Sullivan now slowing greatly as he has not scored a KD. And it's going to be difficult to, when you suffer a KO, a KD, when you suffer an actual knockdown, you don't get to roll your second minute. All right, here we go. 3 is going to be 1 point for 1. 1-1. So now they both slowed a little bit. It's just a 1-1. Oh, there it is. A KD chance for Sullivan. That's a TKO point. And he goes down. Marciano down on a knee. Marciano down. If I roll a 1, this is over. No, Marciano gets up, but he does not get to roll his second minute. We go into the third minute of action. Oh, and he punched himself out. Sullivan too tired to score. It won't matter. Sullivan scores a knockdown. He wins that round 10-8. Folks, this is a giant slugfest as they are pummeling the hell out of each other. Their last fight was like this. It's truly remarkable how these two are taking a pounding and they just won't stay down. Two old school boxers, one from the early 1900s, 1800s, the other from the 50s, 40s, and 50s. Oh my God. I would say they were somewhat similar, probably, in their makeup, their attitudes, and their styles. Rocky Marciano, a little more modern, obviously, but I think probably similar in the way they like to duke it out. 4. Okay, so we're going to get 2 points for Sullivan. 3 is 2 points, so it's 2-2. They're standing toe-to-toe. They both have scored 2 points in the first minute. Second minute, Sullivan's winning this one. He's going to get a cut. That's a TKO point against Marciano. So we got to finally, after all of this, Marciano's got a cut. Marciano in the first round cut Sullivan. So they both have suffered a cut, and he's going to score 1 point. Marciano technically winning this round, though, on points by 1. And he's going to win this round as 3 is going to score 1. And he's going to score 5. That is another cut. Wait a second, folks. We may have a tie round, although he has reopened the cut of Sullivan. 3-3. It's a 10-10 round. It's our first 10-10 round of the fight, as we had 4 straight rounds of somebody going down. And this one, 3 points to 3 points, each of them scoring a cut. And we got to watch those TKO points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against Sullivan. 6 against Marciano. They're both at roughly halfway. We're not quite halfway through the fight, and they're both at halfway in their TKOs. Okay, 5 is going to be a cut. So he's working that cut above Marciano's right eye, and it's bleeding again. That's another TKO point. And 2 is going to be 1 point for Marciano, technically winning the round with that 1 point. 2 is going to be 1 point, and 4 is going to be 2 points. So now Marciano's just working points in. Right? They've quieted. Oh, there it is. Flash KO chance. We're going to see. Whoops, 2. Fortunately, this counts. The KO comes, so Marciano will get his final throw of 1 point as a KO, flash KO. 4. He gets up. You got to be kidding me. Sullivan goes down to a knee again and gets up. And yes, I would have a 3 knockdown rule in 1 round, but not in the fight. They can be knocked down as many times as they're knocked down. But if there's 3 in 1 round, 3 actual KDs, the fight will be stopped. All right, Marciano scores another 10-8 with another flash KO as Sullivan takes a knee. All right, after this round, round 8, Marciano will fatigue. Here we go. 2 is going to be 1 point, and it's going to be 2 points. So Marciano winning on points. It's going to be 1 point to 1 point. Marciano winning 3-1 or 3-2. And we're going to see a flash KD chance. Not going to happen, but we are going to score a KD, a TKO point against. We're going to see another flash KD. And if I roll a 6, he's going down again. He is, folks. He's going to win this round 10-8. But on a roll of 1, Sullivan will not get up. No, 6. He bounces right up. So some of these might just be stumble back. They bounce off a knee. They roll onto the canvas and jump right back up. Who the hell knows? But either way, Marciano dominates that round 10-8. This is just ugly, folks. They would have probably, in real life boxing, at some point, they would have stopped this fight. But not back in the day, they wouldn't have, right? Holy cow. Let's count up those TKO points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oof. 9 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, they are both taking a physical beating, and of course, rightly they should. These are 2 heavy hitters going into round 9, but Marciano is dominating the fight, as he did, by the way, in the first fight. Marciano won every round until 11, and then he lost that round. But the damage he sustained through the fight, ended it for Marciano as the luxury of the champion rolls first. So Marciano is desperate to prove he is by far the better champ, and he is destroying Sullivan in every way, but he can't knock him out. So that's the joy of having a brilliant chin. All right, Marciano's fatigued now, so we're going to go back to our slugger table, and we're going to look at that slugger. I don't think it's going to change. No, he's still an A, but all of his other grades now go down, which means he could be more easily knocked out as his chin now drops to a B. All right, here we go, folks, round 9. And it's going to be 2 points. Oh, I hate that. There it goes, off the damn table. And nothing like sitting in the den with a guy playing the game and dropping it on the floor. So much for production quality. 2, 1 point. No cuts in my videos, right? I don't cut and edit. Normally guys would cut and edit that stuff out. All right, 3 is going to be another point. So right now Sullivan's winning on points. However, 1 roll can be another KD chance, and that'll be that. And there it is, folks. KD, no, cut. So another TKO point as he's opened up that cut, or again, could be swelling around the eyes. And he's going to actually win this round 10-9. So he did this last fight. He waited all. Now, he won the first round. Sullivan did. And then won round 9 on points. Unbelievable. And by the way, we now have them both with 9 TKO points against. So this is not probably going to finish again. Somebody's going to lose this on damage. Oh, my Lord. They come out in round 10, first minute. Ding, ding, ding. And it is KD chance 3. No, but he's going to score a TKO point against. And we're going to get a no knockdown, but they both score another TKO. Oh, my God. If this continues, this fight's going to be over in round 11. 3 is 1 point, and 3 is 2 points. Marciano winning 2-1. And 4 is going to be 1 point. It's 2-2, and 3 is going to be a point. And guess what? Marciano will win that round 10-9. But now Sullivan is fatigued. C versus defense. C-A. So Sullivan, the joy of his fatiguing actually goes up because Marciano, whoops, that should have went up anyway. It's because Marciano fatigued. He should have gone down in his defense. I didn't check it. So Sullivan for the last 2 rounds should have been on A. So I messed that up. That KD roll would have been a flash KO chance. Yeah, I should do that right. So let's do this right. That would have been a flash KO chance, which means Marciano would not have scored his KD. And because it was a flash KO, he's going to win that round 10-8. So, and we do still have the TKO point, except he did not score a TKO because he would have never had that KD roll. All right, now we're even. Jiminy Christmas. So, fantastic. Sullivan, after Marciano fatigued, has won 2 rounds in a row. So, Marciano fatigued after 8. Sullivan's won rounds 9 and 10. How about that? And no doubt, Marciano getting tired, despite Sullivan getting tired, Marciano's fatigue actually makes Sullivan an A. So Marciano fatigues just enough that Sullivan fights at an A rating for the remainder of the fight. So Sullivan, late in the fights, that punishment starts to bode well for Sullivan. Pretty cool. 6, there it is, a K flash KO, which means Marciano will not get his first roll. 6 is not a knockout. Remember, you need to, it's a flash KO, a 5 or a 6 in, a 1 or 2 ends the fight. I rolled a 6. So there's a TKO point against 9, 10, 11. He's at 1 more. Guess what, folks? Marciano, 1 more TKO point, and he's going to lose again on damage. There it is. Fight's over. It's going to be a KD check. And again, we don't even look at this. They're going to stop the fight. Wins by TKO. Jiminy Christmas. Sullivan wins in the 2nd minute of round 11. Ref stops fight a 2nd time. Holy cow. Sullivan, what was his Sullivan is 8-7-0. He has now defended his title of 8, a full record. Now a full 2 fights better than Floyd Patterson, 7 KOs, and to do it, he actually defeated Marciano twice. Sullivan is proving to be a champion of champions. In the 2nd minute of round 11, the ref stops the fight. Win by TKO. Unbelievable. And Marciano falls to 1-2-0 in my league, as he's only had to fight. I put Marciano at number 2. I just did not fight him until I got to a record. A chance for Sullivan to set the record, and when I got there, I used Marciano as his challenger. Man, these were 2 amazing fights. If you have not watched the first fight, Sullivan came out and rocked Marciano with 4 potential knockdowns. Those added up to TKO points. However, Sullivan did not win a round until we got down to round 11. It was the first time, despite the back and forth clubbing, cuts, knockdown chances. And a KD just means he stung him, hit him with a big punch. Doesn't mean he went down. KO means they go to the ground and have to roll for a KO. And holy cow, cuts, etc., etc. And finally, in the first minute of 13, the ref stepped in and said, "I've seen enough." So Marciano has to earn the right to fight again, and he wastes Wilder on the very first roll of the game. KO'd him in the first minute. Deontay Wilder didn't even make Marciano sweat. So in the great rematch of one of the fights of the century here between 2 classic heavyweights, Sullivan-Marciano 2 in Detroit Olympia, Sullivan wins the first round. However, Marciano knocks him down. He then knocks down Marciano, gets a win in 5. So Marciano's winning this fight with 4 knockdown chances. Sullivan finally brings Marciano to a knee. They then tie in round 6. In round 7, Marciano knocks him down again, but cannot end Sullivan. Then we get a cut against here and a win in rounds 9. After Marciano fatigues, Sullivan wins rounds 9, 10, and then finishes Marciano in the 2nd minute of round 11 when the ref steps in and says, "I have seen enough." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that second one made 12. The ref stepped in and said, "I just can't continue to let this go." Holy cow. It's conceivable even back in the day, if you don't knock it, I mean, obviously way back, in turn of the century, they wouldn't stop this fight. They would have let it go to the bitter end. They would have waited for somebody not to get up. But as it is, I do have TKO rules. What a classic! I don't know if any of my fights are gonna top this. He defended his, for a record, 7 times. He defended his title against Marciano. Had one of the greatest fights I've ever had. Then Marciano makes light work. I thought this would actually be a fight. Marciano makes instant work of Wilder. Literally instant work of Wilder. And then they end up in another brilliant toe-to-toe slugfest, exchanging knockdowns, big punches, cuts. Marciano dominating the fight on the scorecard. But not good enough, as Sullivan just plows his... I can just see Marciano's face completely disfigured, swollen, eyes bloodied, and it's just the doctor's, I mean, the doctor whispers in the ref's ear between rounds, "You may have to stop this fight." And there it is. And because it happened in mid-fight, that would be the ref stopping the fight. If I had a TKO check between rounds, which is an optional rule, I think there's an optional TKO check between rounds, the doctor would step in and stop the fight, right? So why am I calling it ref stops fight? Because it happens right in the middle of the round. If you use my optional TKO rules, which I took out of version 4, doesn't have an optional TKO check, I don't think anymore, then you would check, he would get to 12, and you would check every round, between every round, to see if the doctor stops the fight. So there is a way to do between round TKO checks to see if the doctor says that's enough. There it is, folks. What an unbelievable run of big country boxing time using the old 2.5 book. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.